Hello, good afternoon, and welcome everyone to Digitise Summer Sessions. My name is Pam, and we're going to kick off this afternoon's session looking at Book Creator online. So, we're not looking at the app version of Book Creator, we're looking at the cloud version. You can access that on any device. If you're using iPads, you might have the Book Creator app, but we are using bookcreator.com today, and we're going to build a book on sustainability. Climate change, big topics in the world just now. And I'm just going to take you through Book Creator in the cloud and how you can get started creating your very own book. So I'm just going to jump into sharing my screen right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go on to Book Creator, and we're going to have a look at what you can do with the Book Creator app, and you can basically create digital books. It's so exciting. So here we go. Just diving into my screen share just now, and where we're at is the home screen of Book Creator, where we can see what books other students have made. So what we're looking at just now is some examples of what other students have made. So we're just going to click into these just now and have a look at them. So you will see that Book Creator allows you to create books just like this one. So I can click on the arrow on the right hand side, and I can open this book. And what you see is it just flips through the pages. You'll see that I've got photographs. There are some audio clips that I can listen to.
These are homes.
So you can see that some young people have added in some audio clips there and some beautiful photographs. And I can keep scrolling through and just browse the book fully online, and it's fully multimedia. So I can add text, video, audio, images. And really, I'm sure you'll agree that the books that you can make here are quite stunning. I'm just going to go back to this library, and we'll click on another couple of examples. I love this one here, which was made by this young man about the respiratory system. So let's just have a look at this. He's got a fantastic drawing that he's managed to upload there into Book Creator. He's got a nice little introduction. He's chosen an orange page background and some black text, which stands out quite nicely on top of that there. He's then got this fantastic picture of himself where he's overlaid a drawing of the lungs, diaphragm and trachea, windpipe over the top. And this really just works as a fantastic book to show what he knows about his learning on the respiratory system. So fantastic little book there. And you can browse many other examples. This is a good one to look at as well, because this has been done using the comic strip layout. And I'll just click into that now, and you can see this has got a kind of superhero vibe, and it's set out like a comic strip, which is just fantastic. So that's what you can do in Book Creator. I'm just going to scroll back through this, and I'm just going to point out another feature that's really good for accessibility. And accessibility means making content on the internet available to everyone. So, for example, you might not be able to read, you might not be able to see clearly. Some people have visual impairments, and Book Creator is amazing from that point of view, because you'll notice on the top right hand side here, I have this big yellow button that says read to me. So if I click on that,
Fantastic, George. Someone has eaten all the cookies.
so you can see now that that book is being read to me. And up in this menu, while we're still there, let's look at some other options. We could go full screen, so we're distraction free. And we've also got the sharing icon, where we can share directly into Google Classroom. Teachers, that's one for you, or indeed students. You could post your book into the class stream. You can also embed it on your website. I don't know if I'd recommend this one, but you could print it. But we're all about sustainability today. We're all about not printing. We're all about digital. So I wouldn't recommend that you print it off. But if you really want to, I guess you could waste some paper. And you've got some settings options there, where what you can do is change the display and you can change the voice. So, you know, if you don't want Daniel the man reading your book, you could change it so that it's a woman's voice. And you've also got different language options there as well. You can also set some various other settings, like whether you want to highlight words or play all the multimedia, and you can decide whether the pages are side by side or not. And I think that's just showing you one page at a time. I think that book looked much better when it was side by side. It feels more like a real book. Okay, so now that we know what is possible with Book Creator, I'm just going to come out of full screen mode and we're going to show you how to sign in. So you want to go to bookcreator.com. I'm just going to go to that just now, and I'm going to show you where you need to click on the landing page. So the landing page just tells you what is possible. It shows you that there's a video there that's worth watching. And it shows you some more examples of what students can make. One of the great things about Book Creator is this aspect here where you can publish your book to a real audience. If you were writing in class in your jotter, you wouldn't be able to do that, but you're able to create something and then share it with anyone. So you could share it with anyone in the world, maybe another class in another school somewhere that you partner with, or, you know, grandparents and relatives in other parts of the world. It's really great to be able to do that in the real world and share your creativity with other people. So I'm just going to click on this button here that says Get Started, and you can see that this is defaulted to the student sign-in. So if you're a student, that's what you want. I'm running this session today as a teacher, so I'm going to switch to teacher, and now it says teacher sign in. So be very careful that you're signing in as a teacher if you're a teacher, or a student if you're a student. I'm going to switch to teacher, and I've got a Google account, so I'm just going to click sign in with Google, and then I can choose my Google account, and now I will end up, oh, I am a teacher. So I'd already signed in there as a student, and it was just reminding me not to do that because I am a student. So I'm going to call my library. This is how Book Creator works. You get a book library, and this is a digitized summer session, so I'm going to call it Summer Sessions. And now I have a library. I've got a little onboarding screen here. It's taking me through all the steps, and now I can go, take me to my library. Let's do this. Now, if you're an educator, you will see that there's an invite code which you can share with other students and teachers so that they can join your library. So if anyone's watching live today and they want to join my library, then you would need to sign up as a student, and then you need to enter this code to join. I don't imagine that we're going to have lots of people doing that because you probably want to do it with your own teacher, but that is the process. However, today we're all about showing you how to work this. So the best thing for me to do right now is to start a new book. So I'm going to go up to the top right hand corner, and I'm going to click the yellow button with a plus icon that says new book. So here we are now. I have various book templates that I can choose from. So these just affect the size of your book and the layout of it. So you'll notice that we've got portrait, which is the up and down. If you imagine an A4 sheet of paper, that would be it, up and down. Square would be square, so all sides would be equal. And landscape is just kind of the opposite of portrait, and it's on its side. So you should know these terms from using printers and maybe choosing page layouts in other apps. You'll also notice, if you scroll down a wee bit, that we have these comic book formats. And all that means is they're the same shape, portrait, square, or landscape, but they're preset out as comic strips with these different grids inside them, like you would see in a comic. Now, a new feature that I just love, and I need to show you, and it's not that obvious. So when we see here, we're choosing a book shape, I'm choosing blank books. But you'll notice next to it, I have a button called template. So I'm just going to switch to that just now and let us see some of these amazing templates. Now, these are extremely professional. So you could see if I clicked on this one, my book is going to look like a newspaper. And so it does. It looks exactly like a newspaper. There's a lot of writing in there, so I might not want to use this template unless I'm keen on doing a lot of writing, remember we can speak the writing as well though, so actually you might be okay. So that's a newspaper layout. And you can see now I've got this book added there as a newspaper. So I'm going to click on another template now. We're just going to have a look into that. And I really like this magazine template. I think this is just stunning. So you can see now I have a magazine. And if I scroll through my pages, you can see it's laid out beautifully like any magazine we might read. Absolutely fantastic. There's a couple of pages in there, and you can, of course, add more. And you'll see that these pages have been laid out from the magazine template. So you could add a questions page, you could click the plus, and you could add another article page. And this is going to create a stunning magazine template. So if you've got a school and you want to do a school magazine, this would be a great place to do that. You can maybe do a monthly class magazine or a school magazine. You can work together with other people on it. And this could just be a fantastic way to publish online a magazine for your school. So I'm going to go back to my books again. You see now in my library, I've got these two different templates which look fantastic. And I'm going to click new book again, back to templates. And we're just going to scroll down and see some of the other examples. I really like this notebook one as well, which could be really handy. It looks a bit like an old jotter, doesn't it? But we're all about digital today. So this is like a digital version. So you scroll in and you can see there are some blank pages and there's some blank page templates there where we've got some nice colours just to add a nice section. And this is a very blank template because it's supposed to be a notebook for you to add your notes. So this could be like a digital jotter for a project or piece of work that you're taking part in. I'm going to go back to my books again, and for the fifth time, I'm going to click new book, and we're going to go back to templates. And the one that I'd like to use today for sustainability is the textbook format, which is here. So this is a kind of multi-purpose textbook template. If I scroll through, you can see the general kind of layout there. We've got some really nice page layouts, photographs, quite a bit of text, but we've got audio buttons in there as well. And if I click on the plus on the right hand side, you can see that there's various other templates that I can just create. Now, one other thing to show you, if I go back, I can also click new book. And remember, I don't have to use these pre-designed templates. What I can do is just choose a shape and I can start creating my own book. So on here, I've got a blank page. I can scroll to the right and I get more pages, and I can click the plus button and it's literally just going to add blank pages. So I've got a book now set up with some blank pages here. Now let's look at how we could add content to our blank book. So we won't bother using the template, we'll just start a fresh blank book, and I'm thinking every book needs a really nice cover. So let's go to the top right hand side. We're going to click the plus button and we're going to talk about what you can add to your book. So I'm just going to zoom in on this little area just now. So the plus button is where you add things. You can see the default tab here is media, and media, remember, means images. Okay, so in the case of images, you can add them there. And what happens if you click images is you have this amazing little search bar that opens up. Now, what's wonderful about this is that you don't need to have the images pre-downloaded onto your computer. So it does give you the option to upload from your computer. So if you have a file, for example, a photograph that you've taken, or I've got a little image here that I could use that's on my computer, which is the session thumbnail for today's session. So I could use that. But if I go back to this plus and I choose images again, let's just search. You notice this is a search bar. Now what I can do is I can type the word sustainable there. But let's try out this other little feature. There's a microphone here next to the search. Let's see what happens when I click that. It's wanting permission to use my microphone. Sustainable. And there we go, look. So I can search there, sustainable, and now I've got lots of images I can choose from. These are coming from a website called Pixabay. They're free to use, to change. You don't have to worry about copyright. And you can see that there's quite a huge range of sustainability images. I love this green heart. I'm going to choose that. And I'm just going to add that into my book. So you can see it's taken a little minute or two just to add in. Excuse me. But I love this. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. And I've got a really nice looking book cover now. Now, what some people like to do on the book cover is to say who the author of the book is. So I could go back to my plus button where I add content. And this time I could either choose text or I could choose pen. So if you have a touch screen device, you can just choose pen, or you can use your mouse. You get to choose the various types of pen you want. So if you want a paintbrush or if you want a crayon, and then what you can do is just write your name in there. Now, I don't have a touch screen, so my writing's not very neat. But what's happened up the top here is look at this auto drawing stuff that we've got going on. Now, this is a bit like an app called Auto Draw, where it takes your kind of rubbishy drawings that are maybe not that neat because we're struggling to use a mouse. And what it does is it gives you the option to pick one of these pictures and just turn your drawing into one of these pre-made pictures, which is just fantastic because you don't need to be that great a drawer, because I'm not that great a drawer. So that's one option with using the pen. If I want to come out of the pen, I just click the cross in the top right hand side, and that's me now out of the pen. But look at these other options I have up here. The option to rub things out, and what I can also do is fill things with colour, and I can add little emojis. So I might want to add a little emoji to the front of my book. I think that's kind of ruining my book cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that. What I did to get rid of it was I just backspaced. You've also got the undo option up here. I'm just going to click done, and that's me back now to my front cover. So what I'd like to do here is add some text. So I'm going to click text, and what's going to let me do now is just type my name. So I'm just going to type P Curry. That's my name. You'll notice you can change the look of your text a little bit here. So you can make it bold, you can make it italicized, underline, and you can hyperlink it. So if you select it and then click link, that will let you add a web page, so that if you clicked on that piece of text, it would take you to the web page. Could be really handy. I'm happy just with P Curry though, because that's my name, and I'm going to put my name down here to show that that's my name. Now, I feel like that P Curry is not that noticeable. I feel like I want to change the look of it. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So what we noticed on the top right was that we've got this beautiful big plus button where we add things. But we also have a couple of other icons up there. One we have is the eye, and the eye is for inspector. And on the eye, we can change things. So the plus button adds things, the inspector will change things. So if I were to click on that text, for example, and then click the eye, I now get lots of options for changing the look of my text. So I think what I'd like to do is make that slightly different font. I don't know if I like the font. Font's your type, remember. I can change it. I like this one here. It's a bit bolder. Maybe I like that one. No, Montserrat. I'm going to go with that. It's a really nice one. If you're a teacher watching, then there's some really good fonts in terms of readability for people with dyslexia. But there's a big variety of fonts to choose from. Some pretty plain, and some of them quite fancy, like that one there, or these ones, or Comica, which you might use for a comic. I'm just going to stick with the one that I had, which I believe was called Montserrat. I'm going to stick with that one. So that's me, got my font. I'm not too happy with the colour though. I think I want to change its colour. So you'll notice the next option down is how I would do that. I'm going to click into colour, and because my book's all about sustainability and being green, I'm going to click green, and that text now has changed to green. Beautiful. If I go back, let's talk about some other options here. In the text inspector, you see this slider up the top, which I can either drag to make my signature and my name a bit bigger. I can also make it bold, and I can change the alignment to center. or to right or left or fully justified. But the little slider, very handy just for sliding up and down to see what you want to do with your text. So I'm happy with my front cover. I think that looks amazing. Let's now add some other pages. So to do that, click the right arrow and you can see now I've got 2 main pages. So let's now think about what else we can add to our books. Remember, to add things, we go to the plus button, and let's this time see how you could open up your camera. So we've already looked at how we would add images. What I'm going to do now is click on camera and I'll give it permission. And what you can see is that my camera opens up and I can just either take a picture, not a very good picture, but I'm going to use it. And that's going to put my photograph into my book. I can then select it by tapping on it, and then I can drag the corners to change the size. If I click on this green, I can rotate and have a bit of a funky angle for my picture. And you'll notice that what else I can do there was I could have added a video. So let's click the plus button again. Let's click camera again. And on the right hand side there, you'll see we've got the option to record a video. So if I get a countdown now, welcome to my book on sustainability. So I've got a little video there now, and I just need to hit use video. And then what's going to happen is it's going to add my video into my book. And now you get a nice little thumbnail of me, and people will know that they press the play button to watch the video. Welcome to my book on sustainability. There we go. So you could do that really easily. It just opens up your camera, and you could add a nice little video introduction to your book, which would be fantastic. So let's go up to the plus again, and let's see what else we can do. So we've looked at the pen, we've looked at the camera, we've looked at images, text. Let's look at this little microphone option now. This is going to let me record an audio clip. So my book could become an audio book with my voice. So you see, I'm now in this page, and I've got the button on the top right that says start recording. Countdown. Welcome everyone to my book on sustainability. This is a really important topic, and it's very important for the future of our world that we become more sustainable. There we go. I can now check that, just to double check, make sure I'm happy with it. So I can click the play icon. Welcome everyone to my book on... Nobody likes the sound of their own voice, but I'm going to use that recording, and you can see what's happened now is I've got this little audio icon. It's playing for me. So I've got my little audio icon there. It's grey. Maybe I can change the look of that. I wonder if I can. I'll select it, and then I'll go to the inspector and see if I've got any options here. Right, okay, I don't have many options. I can put it to the front or put it to the back. And what I can do here as well, I can change the colour on my page there. Now, I don't want to do that just now. But what I might want to do actually, if I click the plus, I might want to draw attention to this little audio icon by adding a shape behind it. So all we've looked at so far is media. Let's move along to the right and look at what happens when we click shapes. Well, we've got a number of pre-designed shapes that the book creator team has developed to make it easy for us to lay out our book nicely and to draw attention to things. When you're designing something using text and images, it's important to lay it out nicely and to draw people's attention. It makes it easier for everyone to read. So I want to draw attention to this little audio button. So I'm going to add a shape. Now I'm going to choose the circle shape, but I really don't want it to be that colour. So I'm going to go to the inspector, and I'm going to change the colour to green, of course, because this is my sustainability book. Now, I've now got a nice circle. I could drag that over the top of there, but you see what the problem is. It's hidden my audio button. Now, I think you'll remember there was a setting a second ago that's going to help us with that. But let's click the I, and then what we're going to do is change the order. So if I now click back, then you can see what's going to happen there is my audio clip, my shape, has gone to the back, and my audio icon has come to the front. So that's really nice for my book that I've got these two things there now. And what I could do is just draw attention to that on my page and make it obvious that that's what we want to add. Okay, back to the plus button. We're constantly adding content, and let's look. So we've looked at shapes there. You could add some speech bubbles, remember? So the wee speech bubble there, that can be quite nice. In fact, you could put your audio clip into it. If I go to the inspector now and just bring that to the front, maybe my audio clip goes in there. That could be quite nice. I could drag that out and make it quite big. Maybe that would make my page look quite nice. Now, see if you want to imagine what your page is going to look like, someone reading the book. Let's look at this play icon up here. So that's the one we've not mentioned so far. We've mentioned adding content. We've mentioned the inspector where we change content. And this play icon lets you preview your book. So if I click on that just now, I can now see my book as others will see it. So I could go back and I can look at my front cover. Lovely. Love my front cover. And then I could go inside and you see how that green circle, when I was editing my book, that green circle was like sticking over my page. But that's not a worry because when people read it, it's just going to become this nice design feature where I've got a little green section. To go back to editing your book, you go to the top left and you click on edit. And you can see now that I've got the ability straight away just to edit my book again. So that's a good thing to do, just to always press the play button and check your content and what it's going to look like to other people. Okay, so far we've added media, we've looked there, we've looked at the shapes menu, and we've added some shapes. Again, these are really good for layout and drawing attention. You're going to have great fun with this app. It's so amazing what you can do and how stylish you can make your book. You could add any of these shapes and just put text on top, put them behind things, have whole panels where you maybe have white text. Let's try that. So let's take a shape. We're going to go with this rectangle here. You can see, oh, look, I've got the ability to unround it or to make it more round. I'm going to unround it a wee bit, and we're just going to drag it out to make it like a little panel. Now, I'll leave a wee bit of space here. Now, that would make it easy to read text. So let's change colour though, because this is my green book, remember. So what we're going to do, back to the inspector, top right, and we're just going to change the colour to green, or we could go with black or something else, but I'm going to change it to green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text across the top of that. I'm also going to get rid of the rounded corners because I'm not a fan. So let's go and add some text. Plus, remember, this time we want text. And what we can do here is I'm going to try and just speak some of my text again, because remember, I could do that. So let's speak some of my text. Sustainability is a very important topic in our world. Full stop. Look at that, I made the full stop. Oh, I didn't stop recording. So we've got to look at that, but that's okay. I didn't mean that. I'm just going to delete that. But isn't that brilliant? It's added the full stop. It's also typed towards full stop, which I don't want. But you can review that. And we're just going to click done. And you can see now that I've got my text box and I can drag it down there. Now, I think we probably want that to be a bit bigger. And we probably want it to be white. It's because the dark green, it's a bit difficult to read the black on the dark green. It's a good thing to think about when you're making your books. And think about the contrast of the text. If you've got light text, you want a dark background. If you've got a light background, you want dark text. This one's kind of in the middle, so I'm going to go with light text. So remember, to change the colour of my text, I go to the inspector, top right, and then I can just select white. And I also probably want that to be a bit bigger. So remember, I've got my slider, and there we go. Look at that. That is amazing. I've also got my little audio clip there. I could actually just pop that in there. Remember, to change it, inspector, and then we just want to bring it to the front. And doesn't that look great? I think that looks just lovely. I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not after him anymore. I'm going to get rid of this. But I can see my book is now coming together really rather nicely. And what you can do, remember, is add all sorts of text. So maybe you want this to be a big page of text. So you can just go to there. You can go to text. I'm going to jump over to another tab where I've got BBC bite-sized resources on fossil fuels. So let's choose fossil fuels here and let's take some information. I'm just going to copy and paste, but you will type it. I'm just doing this quickly because I don't have a lot of time in my session. And what I'm going to do there is just paste my text in, and I'm going to get rid of that wee bit at the bottom there, and then we're just going to hit done. And you can see that I can now drag my text box, so I can make that into like a nice column. Columns are good for layout. I think that's probably a bit big, that text, so I'm going to go to the inspector, and I'm just going to slide it down to about 16. That looks pretty good. Now there's some questions in here. Find out. There we go. Some questions in there I don't want. So there we go. That is quite nice. That's got fossil fuels. Now I think because this is fossil fuels, I need a heading on this page that said this is my fossil fuels page. So I'm going to go to the plus. I'm going to click on the text, and this time I'm going to make it a heading. And we're going to just type fossil fuels. It's all about sustainability. And we're going to click that there. And then we're going to bring it over here. Now, it doesn't look like a heading. It just looks like the same as my other text. So remember, click on it, go to the inspector, and then we're going to make it look like a heading. So how could we do that? Two ways. We want to change the size so that it's bigger. So for a start, that's much better. Looks like a heading already. But what else we might want to do is change a font. Some fonts suit headings more than others. So I'm just going to pick one that looks fairly bold and heading-like. Here we go, Oswald. That's a nice heading. And you can see there, that now looks like a heading. I think I want my headings to be a different colour. So I'm going to click green. Oh, look at that. Now I've got information about fossil fuels. Now what I want now is a nice image for fossil fuels. Remember, Book Creator allows us to search for images straight within the app. So I'm going to click the plus icon again. We're going to go to images, and remember, we can search for images. So I'm going to search fossil fuels, search, and let's see what we've got. Well, there's a great photograph. Fossil fuels are things like oil and gas. So I'm just going to choose that image. It's perfect. I'm going to put that in, and that is going to make my fossil fuels page look lovely. Oh, it's actually going to cover all my pages. So that's okay, remember. We can fix that. So just going to drag any corner, and I can just drag that down, and my fossil fuels page is starting to take shape. Remember, I could go to the plus button and I could record some audio. And let's look at this more tab now and see what else we've got here. So we can add files. So I could maybe add a video file, for example. So here's a wee video file that I've got of me that I could just upload, so you could pre-record. You don't need to use a camera. You might want to go out to your school, take some video content around your school maybe on sustainability. And what that's going to do is it's just going to add that external video into my book. It's taking a wee minute or two just to add it in, but once it does, it'll be there. Video's a big file, so it's taking a long time to add it up. But if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see the progress. Now, this would be the same in any app. Videos are huge. Takes a wee while to upload them, but you can see it's working. It's making progress. The blue bar is telling us that we're making progress, and my book is about to have an external video. So exciting. Remember, at any point, press play. Oh, it's not going to let me press play while I'm still uploading. That makes perfect sense. So I'm just going to click wait, and we're going to wait there for that video file to upload. Because we're running out of time today, I'm just going to cancel that and forget about that upload. That's okay, cancel uploads. And we're going to play my book, and I'm going to click read to me. Welcome to my book on sustainability.
Sustainability is a very important topic in our world.
Okay, I'm going to click stop, and I'm going to put the settings on, and we're going to turn up the speed a wee bit, because I think that was a bit slow, wasn't it, Daniel? So let's just change it to Fiona. Fiona sounds good. And let's now just read to me again. See the difference. Welcome to my book on sustainability.
Sustainability is a very important topic in our world.
So everyone to my book. So there we go. You can see that that sped up the text. Now you can decide how fast you want it to go. And also it made it Fiona, a female who sounded like she might be from Scotland actually. So that's fantastic. Now, there's lots more you will want to add to your books. This is a great start. We've showed you everything that you can add. And the only thing left to show you is how you would share this book. So if I click the share icon, then you can see I can publish it online or I can download it as an ebook. I'm going to publish it online. And now what I get to decide is who can see my book. So who can find it? Is it private or can people search for it? I'm going to keep it private. I don't want mine showing up in the general library of book creators. So I'm going to keep it private, but anyone who gets that link from me will be able to find it. So we're going to call this sustainability. The author is me. I could describe it in there. And we're just going to put my book on sustainability. So there we go. And I click publish online. Remixing would allow other students or teachers to kind of remix it. They'd be able to download it, edit it. That could be amazing in your school. Just for, imagine you had a little bunch of people making different topic books and then other people could just go in and edit them. That could be an amazing thing to do. You'll always be credited as the original author as well. So this could be the start of your publishing career. Once you're happy with all your settings, click publish online. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a URL, a web address, copy link. So you copy the link and then you would just email that to people, share it into your Google Classroom, share it into your Microsoft Team, or put it on your school website. If I click paste, then this is what people will see when they read my book, and they would hit read now, and then they would be straight into your book just like that. So I'm just going to pop out of the stream sharing just now. We're going to go back just to me. I really hope you've enjoyed our session today. Remember, summer sessions are running for the next 2 weeks. We've got an action-packed agenda of sessions for you on all sorts of different technology. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us for this session today. And I hope you join us again for Digitize Summer Sessions. Take care, everyone. Today's theme is education technology that's easy to use and easy on the planet.
Just learning all that we can about how to use our Chromebooks better for learning and teaching. We're looking forward to all the things you've got to tell us about that.